All right, y'all, so welcome back to another one. All right, so this is a very requested video. You know, a lot of people want to know about sets and set making and stuff, so today that is what we're going to do. I'm out here on the line and I'm going to show you a location that I'm going to set up for coyotes, and I'm going to show you my all-time favorite set. About more coyotes in it than about anything. So anyway, you guys always hear me talk about set on sign, and well, there you go, right there. That is sign. That's coyote, that's coyote, that's coyote. That's, ooh, where's my finger? There's coyote, there's coyote, there's coyote. So, we're gonna set on sign, guys. We're gonna put the trap right here, right set on sign. And I'm gonna show you the step down dirt hole set. It's my favorite set of all time. But first I'm gonna get the drone up in the air and I wanna show you this location. Because, you know, a lot of people will set out in the middle of a field for coyotes and stuff. This, as you can see right behind me, is right on a field edge. So let me throw the drone up. We'll have a little look here, and then we'll get to making this awesome set here. All right, so anyway, I got the drone up in the air, and as you can see right there in the center of your screen, I'm waving at y'all. And you can see that that little ditch that goes out into the field, and I'm standing right on the edge here. So let me kind of pan real quick and just kind of show you guys what I'm looking for. So I'll just kind of roll up. You can see right in the center of the screen is me. And let's just rotate the camera around just a little bit here. And I'll move the camera up, and you can see it's just right on the edge of what was a bean field. And I'll stroll the camera back down here, and there we go. I'll move the camera back up, and you can see kind of got a pine thicket. There's a home back behind there that I have permission, and we're right on the edge of the field here. So right on the edge of that field. Now that ditch right there, right there is where you see me walking towards. That's where we saw the coyote sign. So we're gonna set right on the edge of this field. Now, right where I'm standing, right behind me, in between the oak tree and the pine tree, is actually a trail that's coming out. So we've got an intersection point, and that's where we're gonna make our sets today. All right, y'all, so let's get to it. Let's make this set. So I am just right off the trail. Right there's the trail that we saw. We're gonna make the step down dirt hole set. Now this is by far my favorite set. You know, this is a big visual type set, right? And you know, the beauty of the step down dirt hole set is, you know, that trap is at the lowest point by a couple of inches. So, you know, you don't have, you know, if that animal's caught, he's committed to it, right? So anyway, let's get started here. So obviously we're trapping, this is clay, real heavy clay fields. But what we want to mimic is almost like a critter living somewhere. So we want a big appearance, right? All right, so I'm just gonna go to digging with this thing. And what I want to do is I'm gonna dig essentially a trench. You know, it's pretty good size. You can see I'm tilling up some soil here. Probably 14, 16 inches long or so. And I'm gonna take all that soil and dirt that I'm digging up, and I'm gonna mound it up right behind the set. Okay? I'm talking, we're gonna make some stuff happen, right? With this, you're gonna till up some soil. This is my favorite set by far, but I will say it doesn't shine in wet weather, right? That's the only downfall to it. We get a ton of rain here, but if I can make this set, I am going to. All right, so you can see we've got a bowl. Just imagine my hammer here. It's almost the length of my hammer, and it's probably 3 inches deep. I like the deepness of this step down dirt hole. Like I said, it lets those animals be fully committed, right? So now that we've got our base dug, now we want to dig a dirt hole, basically to mimic something living in there. Now you can do this with any old trowel, you know, but I put in a lot of sets, and we got a lot of clay, so I cheat, and I've got a cordless drill here with an auger on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right in the back of that mound that we've created, and we're going to put a deep hole. We're going to run a hole down probably at least 10 inches or so. Make it really look like something's living in there. So there we go. You guys can see, I'll show you the set after it's done, but we've got a nice hole dug there. It really does. It looks like a mouse or something living in there. All right, so you can see we've created this big dish here. Now what we want to do is we want to dig a trap bed. So I'm just going to take my hammer here or trowel or whatever, and I'm going to dish out a bowl just where that trap's going to sit. Now for our trap today, we're going to be using, this is a Duke number 3. This is my favorite trap of all time for this style of set. This Duke number 3 bed's so nice, and they just came on as a sponsor of the channel, so I'll leave their link below. You guys check them out. This one here I've center swiveled, and I've added some chain and a couple extra swivels to it. Done a little modification to it, but this number 3 will hold anything that steps in it, right? So I always get a lot of questions on stakes. Now I used pogos for years and years and years, you know, and I still use them for a lot of things, but for canine sets you cannot beat these chained finned super stakes. I get the question all the time, and I've slowly transitioned over to all my canine sets have these. It's a finned stake. You add the cable to it for the retrieval. Basically you drive that in, it sets itself like that, the cable's sitting there, and then whenever you want to retrieve it, it just pulls out and straight up the hole. Super easy. They're a little pricey, but I mean they are totally worth it, and they're indestructible. You know, a lot of times in the real deep winter, in the frozen ground, a pogo will kind of get destroyed. These things here will not. So we've got a trap bed dug here. We're gonna go ahead, drive that anchor down in there. Just like so. I always just leave the loop of my retrieval cable out, just so where I can get it. I usually just take a hay hook and pull them. We're gonna go ahead and set that earth anchor. It ain't going nowhere. Tuck that cable down in there. All right, so now we'll go ahead and set our trap here. These number 3s just bed so nice, right? So anyway, bring that trap. I've night latched all these, so we'll just bring that trap, bring it right down to night latch. Now, here's the thing, guys, with coyote trapping. Don't be scared of this trap. I want to show you, I'm running about 3 pounds of pan tension. Let me show you. A lot of people run a light pan tension and they're scared to death of their traps, firing them, right? If you're in an area where you're just not trapping foxes, you don't need a ton of pan tension. Watch, that hammer right there can almost set, not quite, you know, but I mean, don't be scared of these traps, right? Especially whenever you're packing in dirt around them. I see a lot of people freaking out all the time. You know, I'm running almost 3 pounds, right? That will keep some of the possums and stuff out of this too. So don't be scared, right? I mean, that trap's not going, you know, you need to be comfortable around this stuff. All right, now there's a lot of different things you can use for pan covers, pan plugs, you know, different things like that. This is my preferred method. This is pipe insulation, fiberglass pipe insulation. It comes in a roll. I cut these squares here to fit right underneath the pan. You can see that sticks right underneath that pan. That won't allow any dirt to fill in. This time of year we're using wax dirt, so it's real fine dirt. You know, and it will get underneath that pan and you can cause misses. So anyway, now we're gonna bed this trap. So you can see I'm gonna take that trap, kind of work that chain. I've dug that bowl down in there where chain sits below that trap. And I'm gonna work that trap in there. And I mean, I'm gonna put some real pressure on it, right? I don't want that sucker moving anywhere whatsoever. Now with these dirt hole type sets, you can see my trap relation. You know, I don't want to offset it because it'd be up on the ground, right? I want that trap right there. And if you got good bait in here, you get that coyote working long enough here, he's going to step in that set. But you can see it's down below grade, couple 3 inches at this point. And what that means is, whenever that foot of that coyote goes down onto that pan, he's got a lot more weight on it than he would on, say, a typical flat set. So I mean, you get those good deep pad catches with this type of set. All right, so we got our trap in there and it's bedded in real good. We're dealing with like 20-degree freezing temperatures. right now. If it was colder, I would fully bed in wax dirt. Right now, I'm not that concerned with it, but I am gonna cover in wax. It just kind of in wax dirt. You know, you can use dry dirt, you can use different things. It's just personal preference, right? I save on my wax dirt, not completely bedding in it, but I still like to cover it. You know, it's just kind of situational here. So we're gonna take our hand and we're just gonna cover that up. You can see I'm not worried about this trap going off, guys, because I'm using 3 pounds of pan tension here. You know, don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid whatsoever. All right, now this does stand out quite a bit with this dirt. So I will take my sifter here and I am just gonna give it just the slightest little bit of coverage off of this other dirt here. Not enough that it's gonna freeze down, but just enough to kind of blend it in. All right, we'll just kind of mimic something coming out of that hole there. And you can see everybody's always worried about, they're worried about guiding with coyote sets, right? And everybody knows coyotes can be real skittish at guiding. With this set right here, you've kind of got built-in guiding. You know, you can see the edges of this trench basically that we've created. It's like natural guiding, but obviously we're mimicking something down in that hole. And pretty much, guys, that's the finished set. You can see how much eye appeal this stuff has. Tons and tons of eye appeal. And anyway, let's go ahead and we'll bait this sucker up. So, you know, tons of different things for this. You guys saw me, I use rubber gloves for setting. I won't use them for baiting. You know, my theory is on this, y'all, the coyotes are gonna know you're there. There's nothing you can do about it. I honestly believe that. The coyotes know you're there in a set. Now, you can do things to mitigate the smell that you leave. I mean, you know, I may not come in here and take a piss right over there, you know, or different things like that, but you know, you can get too controlled on scent control, but you know, I kind of like that happy medium. Just my personal preference. All right, so anyway, we're gonna do a real simple. This is going to be bait, and it is going to be a little bit of urine, and that's it. We're not even gonna lure this thing. We are setting right on sign. I don't wanna have too strong of a lure to scare them off. So anyway, we'll go ahead here. I got my nice bait mixed up here. Hopefully, all right, we'll put just a dab of that down that hole there. And sometimes I use sheep's wool and sometimes I don't. Today we've got it, so I'm gonna take just a little bit of sheep's wool. We're trying to mimic like a mouse or something anyway, so we'll take just a little bit of that sheep's wool, shove down in that hole, kind of hold on to that bait smell. And then what I'm gonna do is, then I'm going to take just a little bit of bobcat urine here. Everybody hates a bobcat, so just take a little bit of bobcat urine and we're just gonna put that right on the back side. And that is the finished set, y'all. So let me turn the camera around and I will show you what it looks like. All right, so we got the finished set. I took camera off the tripod and I'm gonna kind of walk you up about level of what you know, a coyote would be, just so you can experience that. But real quick here, just from a higher view here, you can see there's the set. Just a very pronounced set. Obviously you can see that's where I was talking about with the grade difference. This isn't a trench type set. This is just a step down dirt hole. Now obviously, like I said, in wet weather this set does not do great, simply because, you know, you've made a bowl, right? But any other time, guys, this is just a killer set. All right, so there's the look. You guys can see there's the set. So obviously, if I'm a coyote, you're gonna be able to see that elevation change, right? And here comes coyote coming around right there. That's his view right there. Does that not look like something's living in there? And as he comes up, you can see that elevation change, and boom. All right, so there's what that looks like. You know, it's a very killer set. Obviously, you guys can see I've been tromping around. It may take a day or so, or it may take 4 days, or you know, it may take a while to make a catch, but we're definitely set on sign, and this is as good as you can get. So on a quick side note, we've made that set. You guys have always heard me preach, you need to make 2 sets at a location, right? So we've got that big gaudy, big eye appeal, turned up area. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here, and I'm about 40 feet away, and you can see right there is a limb. There's the pine trees there. The critters are moving right there. There's a limb that got blowed out of the pine trees. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put a flat set in right there. Very subtle, very discreet flat set. So we've got basically 2 different kinds of sets here. We've got the big gaudy, you know, turned up soil, step down dirt hole, and then we're gonna put a flat set in. If you guys would like to see me make a video on the flat set, definitely do me a favor, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you guys like these type of videos, and we'll definitely film that too. So we're gonna let this set here for, you know, a week or so. We don't have a lot of rain in the forecast. These sets will take a little bit of rain, but they're not gonna take a big gully washer. Not like this flat set will that I'm about to make, and that's why I like to make 2 different kinds of sets. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna quit rambling. I've got more sets to make, and the sun is going down in a hurry. So as always, guys, hit that thumbs up for me. Leave a comment down below. I love reading your comments. Definitely go check out Duke Traps. They'll be linked below. New sponsor of the channel. We're super excited to have them. And as always, y'all, I really do appreciate you viewing, and we'll see y'all in the next video.